everybody, welcome back, Pro Carry Trucker. I'm going to knock out another history video. As we're getting closer to, we've had some conflicts, but we're getting closer to actual military conflicts. A big part of the Revolutionary War was the Minutemen. So let's talk a little bit about the Minutemen. Hold on just a second. Grant Eugene? Come here. Yes, I know. That's your tricycle. That's your tricycle Grandpa bought you before you was even born. Come here. He gonna make me go get him. Be right back. Come here. Night. Go get your puppy. He's gonna go upstairs. I'll let him go upstairs by himself, but I won't let him come down by himself. Minutemen, they played a huge part of the Revolutionary War. Going to kind of tie into some groups today that are well needed. Although the terms militia and Minutemen are sometimes used interchangeably today, in the 18th century there was a decided difference between the two. So just because you were in the militia didn't mean you were Minutemen. There's a difference. Militia were men in arms formed to protect their towns from foreign invasion and ravages of war. Minutemen were a small, hand-picked elite force which were required to be highly mobile and able to assemble quickly. Minutemen were selected from militia muster rolls by the commanding officers, typically 25 years of age or younger. They were chosen for their enthusiasm, reliability, physical strength. Usually about 1/4 of the militia served as Minutemen. Be kind of like an elite force, paratroopers, that type of thing. Performing additional duties and such. The Minutemen were the first armed militia to arrive or await a battle. Although today militiamen are thought of as concocted of the Revolutionary War in America, their existence was... What? You didn't go upstairs, did you? I'll start that over. Although today, Minutemen are thought of as connected to the Revolutionary War in America, their existence was conceived in Massachusetts during the mid-17th century. As early as 1645, men were selected from the militia ranks to be dressed with matchlocks or pikes and accoutrements within half an hour of being warned. In 1689, another type of Minuteman company came into existence called Snowshoeman. Each was to provide himself with a good pair of snowshoes, 1 pair of moccasins, 1 hatchet, and to be ready to march on a moment's warning. Minutemen also played a role in the French and Indian War in the 1750s, which we covered. My first 2 videos were timelines, so that would have been like the 3rd or 4th video. I covered French and Indian War. French and Indian War, if you watch that video, you'll know that was actually technically the First World War. A journal entry from Samuel Thompson, a Massachusetts militia officer, states, "But when our men were gone, they sent 11 more at 1 minute's warning with 3 days' provision." By the time of the Revolution, Minutemen had been well-trained force for 6 generations in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Every town had maintained its training band. The adversity that the region faced, Native American uprisings, war with France, and potential for local insurrections, social unrest, and rioting, provided ample reason to adhere to a sound militia organization. Holds true today. Second Amendment. This is what the Second Amendment was for. The Second Amendment wasn't written because these guys just got back from a hunting trip. In his recent book, perhaps David Hackett Fisher put it best. The muster of the Minuteman in 1775 was the product of many years of institutional development. It was also the result of careful planning and collective effort. By the time of the Revolution, Massachusetts had been training, drilling, and improving their militia for well over 100 years. I unfortunately don't think we have 100 years. Unfortunately, one thing the Minutemen lacked was central leadership. Maybe up there, because I know a couple groups out there right now that have they have a central leadership. The disadvantage would lead to their dissolution. In February of 1775, Concord was one of the first towns to comply with the order to create Minutemen companies out of the militia. Of approximately 400 militia from Concord's muster rolls, 100 would serve as Minutemen. When a battle took place, Minutemen companies from several towns combined their units. An officer from the 43rd Regiment of Foot was sent to the North Bridge in Concord with a number of light infantry. Minutemen from Concord, Acton, Littleton, and other towns combined forces. After a few volleys were fired, the British light infantry retreated back to the Concord common area. Lacking central command, with each company of militiamen loyal to their own town, they did not pursue the redcoats. In the running battle that ensued 15 miles back to Boston, the Massachusetts militia would see their last action as Minutemen in history. The militia would go on to form an army, surrounding Boston and inflicting heavy casualties on the British Army at Bunker and Breed's Hill. Thus, although lacking central command, the Minutemen were still better organized and battle-tested than any of the part-time military. They were a vital and necessary force playing a crucial role in not only the Revolutionary War, but earlier conflicts. Without these ready and minute men, our history may have been written very differently. In a very different way. I got this information from USHistory.org. He likes his new tricycle. That he'll be 2 in October 18th, and I bought that for him actually before he was born. But yeah, really good information here on the Minutemen. I think it pertains to today. And we're, like I said, we've had some conflicts earlier, but we're about ready to get into military conflict. So be sure to stay tuned. I appreciate you watching. Hit that thumbs up. We will catch you on the next video. John Deere. Grandpa's going to show off your tricycle real quick. Nice big tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at them tires.
Yeah.
Oh, they're flat. Grandpa's going to have to air them up. They're all flat. All right, you ready?